What's up, everybody? So, Washington Square Park, I would say like one of the more kind of like glitzier, cleaner, and more empty of the big square parks of Philadelphia, is on top of a mass grave, several mass graves. And then earlier than that, it was Congo Square, where slaves in Philadelphia came to sing and dance and play drums. And it was the only place in Philadelphia during those times where that could happen. This poem is an older poem, and it's part of a project that I'm working on with Lamont Steptoe, who's the first person that told me about the history of Washington Square as Congo Square. And yeah, in this project, this poem is kind of going to be the poem in the center of the park. It's called In Remembrance of Me. There was a pearl white glint in the corner of my eye, and I made the mistake of turning around. I had a slight limp, and I couldn't quite lift my foot past the lip on the side of the street. I dipped my shoulder when I meant to jab. A Freudian slip when that cute one joined me for a drink. Routine mission was a bit too well known. A nice car paired up with a black face. The trigger finger is faster than the eye. It was the wrong time and or the wrong place. It was 12:32. And I was hurrying home on the winter solstice neath a new moon on an odd street. It was noontime in an open-air market near a nervous man whose hand was reaching for his chest. I was 3, much too young when my father defended his home. And ironically, it was 3:15 when I thought of him, and through my last rock, I had 3 rocks in my left pocket and no food at home. I had 3 shots and thought, shit, I'm just gonna take them fools with me. It was night when I took my last drink. I fell backwards and stared upwards because I was scared of heights. A blight filled the land as the smoke slowly darkened the sky. The bombs tossed us and rolled like the thunder. It was like 6 o'clock p.m. when the one bus exploded. It was a bullish day in the market when that nigger took my moneyless wallet. Nigger with a gun must be all that he saw on that Monday, that last day at 8 in the fall. You know, cluster bombs leave nothing to gather. My collar was lifted awkwardly, just barely hiding the wound. My friends didn't think of me often. They had to hold back my mother from throwing herself in after me. They laughed it up over bread and imported beer. I was number 631 on a list on a CNN ticker. They marched to Washington, shouting my name. A soldier's boot caught my hand as they stumbled over my resting place. My dormitory is now in the making. My monument was a mere mass grave. I was out of the news by the weekend, and 2 weeks later, 10 more took my place. So, close your nose when the dusty streets scatter. Raise your hand to your heart at the ball game and finger my bones. Drink my blood when your man finally leaves you. Eat my flesh at mid-evening when you turn off the news. Laugh the loudest when they pull my fingers. Grind my nails up in sage and camphor and sell it under the counter. Feel my skin when you reach for your wallet. Mouth my name when they tell you be quiet. Squeeze my hand when the pain is unbearable. Hold me up when they all have forgotten. Watch your step as you stroll down the avenue. I am everything under your feet. Thanks. One more poem. This one's called Objectified. It was about, when Netflix first came out, there was a documentary called Helvetica that some of y'all might have seen. Y'all saw Helvetica?
I wish I had.
Dope. I don't know if it's still on. I don't know if Netflix has changed so much, but it was like a history of fonts. And then the second one they did was a history of just like design, of just kind of like industrial design. And it started with this guy that was talking about one toothpick and all of the little decisions. It was like a toothpick of Japanese design and all of the little things that went into this toothpick. So that was the jumping off point for this poem. It's called Objectified. Everywhere and everything and all the ones that made it. The chalk mark of feet of track to lay. The words curated and outlined in black, the professional's font. The fabric architect slept with his best friend, the publicist mood, how you made it. The stretch of leather, stripped of hair that won your shoe, the herder that was preferred for some reason, the correct feed and strain of grass, the shift in the season that didn't escape the object's intent, the belch of the smelting factory. Her grandfather's guts and not his uncle's spilled on the street, noted the air and guessed right. The one that won, my favorite translation of sign, the blue of New Play-Doh, the tolerance of my lap, the thickness of her palm, and I need it by Monday. I prefer it drizzled with polyurethane, non-stick, matte finish, make it noon cloud white and money green as a start, measure it twice, make 3,000 units, do it with love. Thank you.